Hello, my name is David. A lot of you know me as Faramir 4731 on Steam. On this channel, Faramir's Rangers, we are going to be actually diving into a lot of content for Empire Total War. That's where I know most of you from, and that's where most of the content is going to be driven. Although occasionally I do some activities that I go out and film, such as reenactments or comic book events, things like that nature. Maybe I'll go to conventions and stuff that kind of pertain to interests that we all similarly have, that kind of branch out into that realm, if you will. So if this is something that interests you, I ask you to go ahead and click that subscribe button, click the bell, and don't forget to hit the like button on this video so you can join along in our journey through Empire Total War, entertainment, and everything that goes along with it. Okay, so that's going to bring us to this video. What's going on with this video? Well, we're going to be going over a couple topics. First of all, we're going to be talking about campaigns in Empire Total War, what I'm covering, what I'm going to be covering, what you want to see. The next is going to be about multiplayer, and the next is going to be about basically just random jargon that I'll be spewing forth. But as far as the multiplayer, I want to discuss with you guys things that I'm noticing in the multiplayer community this week. That way we can kind of discuss it and in the discussion below, and create some interesting content that we can all follow along with. Now, okay, so topic number one will be about campaigns. Campaigns are now going to be released on Wednesdays, so if you're looking forward to that content, please tune in on Wednesdays for your campaign goodness. Right now, I currently have my Russia campaign going, and that will be again on Wednesdays. Now, I also have my Prussia campaign going, which is kind of a mini campaign. You can look forward to seeing that kind of sprinkled in on any particular day. That will be bonus type of campaign. So that will not be on Wednesdays. It could be any day of the week sprinkled in for goodness. If you have requests for my next campaign after the Russia campaign, please put that in the comments below, and I will consider those for my next campaign. The topic for multiplayer in this video will be about clans. Current state of clans in Empire Total War. That brings us to multiplayer. So multiplayer community is one that I got into the beginning of last year. As you've all known, I've talked about this many times, that I didn't really play multiplayer until the beginning of last year, and a lot of that was based on the work that I was in at the time. But now that I have delved into that community, it's one I enjoy. I've met a lot of good friends out of that community. So that being said, kind of discuss different topics every week, and I'm going to be doing this Fridays, where I'm going to be discussing different topics. I think next Friday I'm going to be talking about overranging art, but this week it will be on clans and the state of clans right now in the Empire Total War community. So let's kind of get into that discussion. So there's a few clans that I want to discuss that I particularly know about now. There's other clans out there, and so forgive me if I'm not mentioning your clan, but the ones that I know about the most are going to be so my friend Deluxe, spelled with a 3, Deluxe, He's got the C&Q clan, and he's got some people in there such as Sir Hunter, and well, he used to go by Kaiser, but they haven't been as active on ETW here of late. Deluxe is always quite active, and he's becoming a quite very competitive player. His game has stepped up tremendously. So, like especially in the grassy flats, when I do battle Deluxe, I would give him the edge about half the times we fight. He can pull out a victory against me. There's a couple builds I have that he still struggles at beating, but he has definitely stepped up his game tremendously. So the C&Q clan is one that hopefully he'll be able to add some more good players to his clan, and see where that goes for the C&Q clan. The other clan, older clan, still has members. I don't know how active it is, but the Gloria clan is an older clan that still got active members still playing ETW, and that would be like Eno, 223, and Amnarok, just to name a few that are still playing. They mostly play on Finlands with us, but there's also other members. I think Rick is still a part of that clan. I don't know if he's an active member or not. I know he used to be in that clan, but they boast 32 members in the clan. Echo, Thomas, those guys used to be in the, or still are in the clan. No Surrender. I think quite a few months ago they all got on, and we fought some Syria games, which was quite fun. It's good kind of having those kind of clan ish battles, if you know what I mean. Then another clan that I wanted to talk about is, of course, my own clan, which is the Arctic Protectorates, or TAP. As you can, you've probably seen some players. Storm is the leader of this clan. He's actually going to be away for about 3 years, but we don't have as many active players right now for some reason. We had probably the most active clan for quite a long time, and honestly now the only active players that I've seen of late is Heavy, myself, Joker, who's Rick, and Artist and Blackie. Artist has been away for probably 2 months. I think he had problems with his computer, so he's going to be away for a little bit. Nasu, who used to always be active, I haven't seen him in a bit. Cluno Reyes, he hopefully will come back around. He was a newer member of the clan, and we've seen Tap Victory coming back. I never really played him before until recent, so I mean, you know, I don't really know a lot about him, but I have seen him on here of late. Snowball Effect, he's still been pretty active. He hasn't been on for about a month, but still an active member. Goat used to be very active. I haven't seen him in a bit. He might be doing something with work or something, I can't remember. But still quite a few members, but not a lot of activity in ETW. So pretty much, again, the only players that have been active a lot in that have been Heavy, myself, Joker, and Blackie of late, of recent times. Then that will bring me, okay, so this is going to bring me to the next clan I want to discuss, which is NBK. Now NBK is probably the clan that has the most active member base. Now they're a small clan, they only have 5 members at the moment, but all 5 of their members are active in the community right now. That would be Cesney, Heavy, Cappy, King of the Commonwealth, better known to me as Hussar, is how I know him, and NBK, the cute little mouse, which I know him as JVS. So these players are all older players in the ETW community, and all very good. And so as far as the clans go, there's one other clan. I'm going to talk about NBK a little bit more here in a second, but the 409 clan, Hussar used to be, or King of the Commonwealth used to be the most active member of 409. That clan has seemed to have died off as Hussar left it and joined the NBK clan. And I know there's some other clans out there. It seems like okay, so with any gaming community, I guess, not that I know a lot about that, but you have the clans that when the game started, like I mean, there was TLG, there was tons of other clans when the Empire first started, and a lot of those clans are now dead, and I think that unfortunately happens quite a bit, but we still have some of these older clans kind of sticking around, and that's kind of good to see. But we don't see those clan-to-clan clashes like used to be when the game first came out. But there is still, Empire gets a real knock for not having an active community, but Empire, I pulled this up the other day. It's the most sold game in Total War. I was kind of shocked at that, and honestly, if you pull up in Steam, you can see that there is still a large number of people that play Empire compared to a lot of the other games. A lot of times it's the most played game. Now the Warhammer and such, some of the ones that have new releases, when they have new releases, they're going to have spikes in their play, but a lot of times Empire will have more players on it than some of the other games, and I think a lot of that is due to single player. A lot of people play single player campaigns because it's got the most expansive map of any Total War game. So you're going to have a big group of people that are going to be playing that single player. As far as the multiplayer, obviously there's definitely dead times, but we still have enough of people on that we can play 4v4s quite often. Not as often as we used to, but we still get quite a few 4v4 matches going, and there's all the time newer players coming in to the community. So I would say, getting back to the clan discussion, are the clans really actively seeking newer players, or is it just the same old players? Is it still just the same group of people just kind of going from one clan to the next? Are we including some of these new people that are purchasing the game, especially ones after the Steam sale? Because we see a big influx of new players after every Steam sale, whether it's the summer or the winter sale. We're always going to see a big influx of new blood into the game. And a lot of times we don't include those players into a lot of the games. Now, I will say in our Finland games, if we don't have a lot of the veteran players, we always try to include newer players into those games. But quite honestly, we don't do as much as we should, because the community truly will die if we don't start adding new blood to it and start really developing and teaching other players, and being more inclusive, if you will. So, where clans used to be a great thing in Empire Total War, where we used to include newer players, train them up, teach them, and so forth. And this is before my time. Like I said, I wasn't active in multiplayer community before that. But I would say we got to be more inclusive. We got to start adding new talent, start training new people. Otherwise, it's just going to be a community that, you know, I mean, how many friends you got? You know, how many of them are playing Empire at the moment? You know, it's kind of a rolling door. They come back, they go away, they come back again. Do you want to really only play with the same people, or are you going to make some effort to train some of these newer players and teach them a little bit about the game, so that you continue to have people to play with that have some type of decent competition versus just rolling over people, because that's quite boring. So after having discussions with some of the older players that were extremely good, some of the honestly some of the best grassy flat players probably Empire has ever had, Savage Bunny, Skirt Shell, and Matt Baker. All of them kind of have similar opinions about, I think, why they left playing the game for long droughts, is because competition dried up. And I know Skirt Shell and Savage Bunny in particular made a lot of YouTube videos trying to teach people how to play the game to increase the competition level in the game. So they didn't, it's not like they didn't make efforts to increase the competition level. But I think with Savage Bunny, I think he's got a Mac now, so there's a he can't play with the multiplayer community anymore like he used to, because you can't play Mac versus PC, which is unfortunate. But anyways, I think the point I'm getting to is, if you want this community to thrive, you got to be inclusive to new players. If you're not going to be inclusive to new players, you know, it's going to, eventually the well's going to dry up. Or you're just going to be playing competition that's substandard, which is quite honestly no fun. We like to have good, solid matches. So, that being said, you know, let me bring this conversation back to the NBK Clan. For example, the NBK Clan, I think, is probably, give credit where it's due. The NBK Clan, one member in particular, Cappy, has done an excellent job at working with newer players and training new players in the community that are now becoming pretty solid players, really good players, like Red Cloud and Moonlight Knight. I'll try and say that right. and I think he's got some other players he's working with. I've worked with other players too. Unfortunately, some of them have gone on to other games. I've had bad luck with that. So that's always the discouraging thing, is you start working with some players and they just kind of go away. And another thing is when somebody starts working with you, they don't always understand that you have a life too. You can't work with them 24/7. I've got a job. I've got kids. I've got other responsibilities. So, but I do always try to take out time to work with somebody that wants help. And if you're one of those players that want some help, and you understand that I can't dedicate every moment to you. Again, I want to play the game too. I want to. I have to have time for my family and my work. If you can understand those things, we can schedule time to work together. That's the way to do it. Get with me. I'll schedule time, but please be serious about it. Please don't waste my time for me to show you how to play the game, and then you're not going to be an active member in this game weeks away. If you have a strong passion for the game, if you have an interest in this game, hit me up. I will definitely love to train you, teach you what I know. But anyways, kind of got off subject there. Let me get back to the NBK Clan. So the NBK Clan has been very innovative, and a lot of that has to do again with Cappy. Cappy being in that clan, so definite credit is due. They've got definite solid members of that clan. Cesney and Heavy. Heavy cracks me up. He's just a fun guy. Hussar, JBS, or the Quiet Little Mouse as he goes by now. All five of these guys are very good Empire Total War players, and I gotta tell you, they've got a clan that is extremely good. And again, I give kudos to them, but hopefully they start including some new blood. I do really like their structure, though. They're more of a smaller clan that only really has active players in it. That's one thing I can say about a lot of the other clans. There's a lot of members in the clans, but a lot of those members aren't even playing the game anymore, whatever have you. They should go into like a retirement phase or something. Then when they come back to start playing, they can get included back into the clan. But all of NBK, like I said, they've all are very active players, been active players, and I'm kind of rambling, but I don't want to make a love note here to NBK Clan because they are a competitor, but not in a huge way. I mean, they're competitors when you're fighting in a game, but they're friends when you're not. I mean, so all great guys too. But anyways, TAP is, of course, I can't say enough about TAP, because when Storm included me into TAP with Spectrus, and that really opened a lot of doors for me for being able to network with other people in the Empire Total War community. So that was huge. I started learning, started really getting to know a lot of other players, because Rick had already started training me on multiplayer before that, and he kind of was one of the people that kind of opened the door for me for TAP. Was Rick, and I can't say enough about Rick. Amazing person, just an amazing person. But he really took so much time to start working with me and training me, and really showed me a lot of techniques and things I was doing wrong. I mean, it wasn't that I was a bad player to begin with. I mean, because even coming from playing campaign battles, you're fighting against AI and it does similar things, and it's way different. It's just completely different game, multiplayer to single player, completely different. That's why a lot of players that do a lot of multiplayer, they struggle in the campaign because it's so different. Even the battles, I mean, they're different. You got to fight the battles differently. You can't fight them like a multiplayer battle. So I think coming from that single player battle style, I made a lot of mistakes, and Rick helped me along the way quite a lot, and so big kudos for him. But like I said, if I didn't have a Rick, I wouldn't be where I'm at today, and that's what I'm trying to get across to you, especially a lot of you guys who are really good players out there that can really find somebody and start training them. I mean, because it can't just be Cappy out there pulling the talent and training talent. It's got to be other people out there providing that as well.
Okay, I'm going to piggyback into this conversation with another good friend of mine, Gunny, who is also training someone in particular, getting that person more knowledge as far as how we fight Finland. I was very happy to hear that he had taken somebody on and started bringing somebody along with, anything we can bring to help someone out. Now, there's also one other person and one other clan I need to speak about, and that's the Warfighter, who is also another great friend and great player. So he has the TKC clan, and it is also another active clan in the community. But most of the other players in the clan are, I think, play other games and such. So
anyways, one of the other things I wanted to discuss, kind of randomness, if you will, is went to the Comic-Con last weekend, had an amazing time. There was the Comic-Con here in Bell County Comic-Con, and it's kind of smaller, but I got to see Flash Gordon, the Flash Gordon. That was cool. I got to sit and listen to a couple panels that they had going on. They had a panel for YouTubers. They had a panel for one of the guys that played in the Black Panther. So that was really cool. The guy from the Black Panther, he was really good motivational guy. And anyways, so that was a blast.
So you can look forward to seeing some video footage coming up on the channel, showing my experience at the Comic-Con here at Bell County. Quite funny, quite amazing time. So anyways, I think I've rambled, like I said, on way too long on this first of my videos. So summarizing, I will be doing videos being released on Monday for multiplayer. On Wednesdays will be campaign footage videos, and on Fridays I will be releasing these type of videos, if it's successful, where I talk about different topics from the week mainly about multiplayer, some about single player campaigns, and just random thoughts. So next week I will be discussing overranging art in multiplayer games. So make sure you join me in that discussion next week. We will see you then. Tune in